This is Seahawks Today. I am your host, Will Ortner, and the Seattle Seahawks are Super Bowl bound. I cannot believe that they found a way to come out on top of this game, not because it felt like they couldn't beat the Rams, but it just felt like every time I thought the Seahawks delivered the knockout blow, the Rams came back. They'd get a stop on defense, then the Rams would get a stop on defense. Sam Darnold would lead the Seahawks down to get a big score, and then the Rams would find a way to get a big score on the other side. Riq Woolen comes up with a stop and gets the worst taunting penalty call that I've ever heard. Riq Woolen, I'd die for you. That was ridiculous, but they did it. The Seahawks got the job done when it mattered most. And here's the thing. The job isn't finished, but right now, for the next 24 hours, we can all celebrate in the fact that the Seahawks are the best team in the NFC. The Seattle Seahawks, our team, our squad, is going back to the Super Bowl, and it's a rematch against the team that beat them there last time. If you love when the Seahawks come away with a victory, hit that thumbs up button on the video. Smash that thumbs up button. Show everyone how much you love the Seattle Seahawks. Before we do that, AC, I want to let the people know about the mob mentality shirt that we got on right now. You have an opportunity to go and pick up a shirt just like myself. We've got a black one and we have a navy one. $34.99, chatsports.com/mob shirt. We're going to have that link in the comment section and the description of today's video. It's super fresh. We got the head honcho right in the middle. We got 4 stars all around him. You love this team. You love this squad. You want to have the same mindset as our team where it's the mission over everything else. Go click that link and buy this shirt. Get there before the big game. And man, oh man, you will be the talk of the town in front of all your friends from Seattle. When we look at the team stats right now for this Seahawks team and for the Rams team in this game, you can see there is a little bit more passing yards for the Rams as well as rushing. The total stats kind of lean the way of the Rams because as the second half went on, Stafford just kept making big play after big play after big play. Now, that being said, the Seahawks did a great job of controlling the time of possession and making the most out of the mistakes that happened in this game. I told you going into this one, Sam Darnold had to make sure that he didn't turn the football over for the Seahawks to win, and he did a great job of that. I thought that if the Seahawks were going to win, it would be because of a turnover on the Rams side. Just like I thought if the Rams won, it would be because of turnover on the Seahawks side. And I was correct. But I thought that Matt Stafford would be the one who had the turnover. It wasn't Matt Stafford. It was on a punt that Derek Young found a way to get on the football. It led to a Seahawks touchdown, and it led to the Seattle winning this game. There was one turnover in this game. One stinking turnover. And the Seahawks were the ones that got on that football. And that's why you won. That's why we won. Because for the most part, everything is the same. And even on third downs, when the Rams didn't get it, they got the ball across that first down marker on fourth down. Seattle found a way, like they have all year long, to get a victory. And it was special. And it's special to happen in front of Lumen. It's special to happen in Seattle. It's special to happen in front of the people. Jody Allen raising the flag after her brother Paul had done it for so many years, it was the right choice. It was unbelievable. What is your one-word reaction to this victory for the Seahawks? Destined. It was destined to happen, and you could tell with how this team approached this whole season. What did the Seahawks do? It was methodical. It was the mission over all the other BS, and the mission was to win football games. It didn't matter what the other team did. It didn't matter what was stacked against them. They kept the main thing, and that was them coming away with a victory. Let me know what your one-word reaction was down below in the comment section. Mine, destined. First key takeaway I have from this game. Whatever you have said about Sam Darnold, whatever I have said about Sam Darnold, if it is any way negative at all, apologize to him right now. Apologize to Sam Darnold, because in the biggest moment, when we needed him to play as well as he possibly could, He stood on his effing head with an oblique injury. His completion percentage was off the charts. He only had 11 incomplete passes on a day when he threw over 36 footballs. He almost had 350 yards in this game. And what's his one bugaboo? What's the one thing that everyone talks about with Sam Darnold? It's his turnovers. And they didn't come up in this game. How many times have we heard Sam Darnold can't win the big one? Sam Darnold can't win the big one. Sam Darnold can't win the big one. Despite having an oblique injury, despite not being 100%, what does Sam Darnold do? He wins the effing football game because he makes every throw that needed to be. When you needed a third down converted, he did it. When you needed him to pick the ball up and run it, he did it. When you needed him to find open receivers in the end zone, he did it. Sam Darnold had a legacy-defining game, and he completely changed the narrative around him in my eyes. Sam Darnold won himself a lot of fans today. Jaxon Smith-Njigba is the best wide receiver in the National Football League. He is him. I understand that the guy on the other side, Puka Nacua, a lot of people love him. A lot of people think very highly of him. A lot of people understand how good he is. JSN is better. When Seattle needed a big catch, who caught the football? JSN. When Seattle needed someone to go long and get into the end zone, who made the catch? It was Jaxon Smith-Njigba. I'm not here to downplay what Jake Bobo did in this game. I'm not here to downplay what AJ Barner or what Cooper Kupp did in this game because they were all huge as well. But Jaxon Smith-Njigba, time in and time again, showed up. He was the main cover point for the Rams. He was double covered for most of this game, and every time you needed a big play, a big catch, he did it. Over 153 yards. He was a guy who was not supposed to be a one in the National Football League. He was too short. He was too small. He wasn't big enough. He wasn't strong enough. He wasn't fast enough. And yet, he's the best receiver in the National Football League. JSN is him. JSN is him. The last key takeaway that I have for this one is Mike MacDonald is an absolute legend. There is no coach right now in my eyes that is better in the game than he is. It's him or Curt Cignetti. And I understand that Cignetti's in college football, but what does Mike MacDonald do other than win in Seattle? He comes into Seattle his very first year, and guess what? They win 10 games. They're the only team since the NFL has expanded playoffs to win double-digit games and not make the playoffs. Then the next year, when his team is picked to be the worst, when his team got rid of their supposed franchise quarterback, when they got rid of their number one wide receiver, they made a bunch of big changes on the team. They signed an old DeMarcus Lawrence who wasn't supposed to be that good. They paid a lot of money to a guy named Sam Darnold who wasn't supposed to be special. And they've turned into the best team in the NFC. Mike MacDonald is a legendary coach. He will become a legend. He will become a name that we are talking to our grandchildren about remembering watching him the same way that our grandparents talk about the other coaches in the NFL that are like this. This is just the beginning, and this team is going to keep marching. Since we're going to the Super Bowl, it is important to look at the opponents that we're taking on next. And of course, we got to start off with the Patriots, and that is Drake May. We just went against the guy who is probably going to be the MVP of the league. That's Matt Stafford. If it isn't him, it will be Drake May. Drake, the schedule May, has been fantastic this year in his second season. And now I make a joke that I call him the schedule, but it is important to note he has been very good this year. Seattle's defense is going to have to find a way to get pressure on him. I love DeMarcus Lawrence against Will Campbell in this game. I love Uchenna Nwosu against Will Campbell in this game. Have to get pressure on May so he makes turnovers. Travion Henderson has been fantastic this year. It took him a little bit to get going, but he got there eventually. Between him and Ramondre Stevenson, they have a two-headed back system the same way that Seattle tried to have one and did have one for most of the year until Charbonnet got hurt. But holy cow, Seattle's going to have to find a way to get stops on him, but it's not the same rushing attack like the Rams did. Stephon Diggs, got to shut him down. He's the number one wide receiver over there. You got to show everyone that Diggs is old, that he's washed, that he's not as good of a player as he once was. This is not Minnesota Stephon Diggs. This is New England Patriots Stephon Diggs. And I would love nothing more than to open my phone Sunday night after the Seahawks take it to the Patriots and hear Cardi B crying on social media because she is very loud and is also the girlfriend of Stephon Diggs. Fiance? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Want them to lose. Absolutely want them to lose. I want them to suffer. I want them to cry. Grade the Seahawks performance right now in the comment section, A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what type of performance you thought it was for the Seahawks, because I'll tell you right now, I thought it was an A performance. Absolutely freaking sweet. Right now, at the time of us recording this video, we're at 82,661 subscribers. Hit that sub button. We have you covered all the way up to the rest of this run for the Seahawks, as well as everything else in the 2026 offseason. The beauty of the Seahawks season this year, we don't have to worry about that offseason for another couple of weeks. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video, and I can't wait to see you next time.